Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 119. I'm your host Rico, here with my co-host,
Mr. Dane Cody.
Mr. Dane Cody. How you doing, bud?
I'm tired. Getting over being sick. You can probably hear it in my voice a little bit. Kind of weird.
Welcome everybody. We appreciate you lending us your ears for the next hour, two, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how things go. If you've never been here before, we get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, and or whatever the hell we like. And man, we're back.
Yeah, we are.
I was on vacation.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
I went to Disney World.
Off gallivanting in the fucking Disney of worlds.
Yeah, to come back with a review of Flight of the Avatar. And Pandora Land.
Did it suck?
World.
Was it super
whatever.
shitty?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Don't bother.
Go there.
Don't bother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Sucks.
Yeah.
No, it was pretty freaking awesome, actually.
Oh, wait. Sure. Thanks. Thanks a lot, Rick.
But before we get into that, just give everyone a little rundown of what we do here. Usually we start the show with some BS, which we will get into. Then our What You Been Playing. Talk about some news, public service announcements, and our Free For All section. But of course, before all of that, we get into our designated drinking section.
Good.
Because you can't be a geekaholic without being an alcoholic. Well, you don't have to be an alcoholic. You can still be a geekaholic. It's okay. We'll give you a pass because we love you. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking some bourbon.
Nice. I'm drinking my good old Crown straight from the bottle.
Yeah.
Very hard. I had a really shitty day at work. Man, we need to get some positivity in here.
No kidding, man. This is not a sad cast. What the hell, dude?
I'm not even going to talk about work. Let's just say that. I had a shit day at work today. It's like, ugh.
Hey man, it happens sometimes. Sometimes you just got to get home. You got to play that, I had a bad day again and, move on, right?
I had a bad day.
Exactly. Some bourbon.
So we just got back from vacation.
Yeah.
I didn't get a lot of game. Well, I got some game playing in lineups and queues. I was playing Fire Emblem when I wasn't entertaining my child. Because everyone was taking turns because it was me, my wife, and grandma there.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
And it was a good trip. It was a little rough on the little one because it was really, really, really hot.
Mm-hmm.
One day she had to go back to the hotel because she was just like done.
She's just like
super irritable and like
way too hot and unpleasant.
Way too hot.
Just,
and
this isn't cool, Dad.
We dropped her off with grandma, and then me and the wifey went and ran around Magic Kingdom and stuff on our own.
Nice. That's cool.
Which reminded of us. I can't
reminded
speak.
You.
Reminded us of how we used to travel and run around like lunatics and like just bang everything off, but with basically a 1-year-old, a little over 1-year-old now. We're definitely slowed down. It's not the same
slower
experience.
pace, man.
It's not the same experience we're used to. Having to entertain a little person who may or may not want to be doing the same thing you're doing. But she was really good. It was just one day she was just, I think she had some heat exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't like we had her in shade and gave her lots of water and cups of ice to play with and stuff. So like we were doing a decent job of like
trying to keep her cool.
Like, I saw some kids there that looked like they were like dying.
Ugh,
so we were doing a good job. We had a great trip. The only thing I would suggest is don't go to Florida in August. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, when I went to Florida as a kid, it was in March, and it was. I remember it being.
I think it's still super hot. In
even
March
then, yeah, it was super muggy, super humid, and super hot.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was like mid 30s to 40s. Whew. Yeah, it was rough.
And the humidity down there is just...
Oh, yeah,
you walk outside your hotel room and you're soaking wet.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. And, like, we didn't plan necessarily to go in August on purpose. It's just my wife's work shut down for a week.
So you were like, hey, sweet.
Yeah, so they were like, okay, we're going to go somewhere. And we ended up going there because it wasn't too expensive. And... yeah, it was cool. They had some new stuff. Well, not a bunch of new stuff. Basically, the Pandora Land and Animal Kingdom. I guess for those of you who've never been to Disney World, I don't know if it's many, but it's a little different than the California parks.
See, the funny thing is I've actually only been to Disney World. I haven't been to the California one yet. So
Disney World is 4 large parks that are like not
very large.
Yeah, and they're not close to each other either.
No, you got to jump on the monorail, man.
Monorail.
Yeah.
They have a whole bus system that goes from like the park to park and parks to hotel. Did
you guys stay at a Disney resort?
We stayed at Disney Resort.
Nice.
Actually, we stayed at a dope place. It was like literally like it was a 1-bedroom suite with laundry, full kitchen.
Ooh.
I think it was like 1,000 square feet. It was like massive.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah, it was huge. It was like bigger than the suite that I rent my tenants. Like
that's cool, man.
And it was like really nice. Felt like we were in a condo, not a hotel. It was that was pretty awesome.
That's sweet.
But like I said, don't go in August. Pandora Land was cool. It's really cool at nighttime because everything's glowing and like kind of bioluminescent. They have two new rides.
And that's part of Disneyland, right?
It's part of Animal Kingdom, which is part of Disney World.
Right, Disney World,
World parks, but it's at Animal Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
Because I guess, the Na'vi and nature and that whole Avatar thing.
Interesting.
And there's 2 rides. There's what is it called? The River of Life? Or I can't even remember. And then the Flight of the Avatar, I think it is. God damn it. I'm like totally failing here.
Flight of the Avatar.
Is that it?
I don't know. It sounds right. Kind of corny.
I'll tell you here.
Kind of could be.
Yeah, Avatar Flight of Passage or the Na'vi River Journey. So the River Journey is like your classic Disney river ride experience.
Was there a big drop at the end?
I can't remember if there was a big drop. I don't think there was a big
What?
Well, no, there probably was a drop at some point, but it's like you're going through the whole Na'vi forest and they have like, it's a little different. They don't have any animatronics. It's all like, seems like laser projection.
Ooh.
Which is really cool. So you see a lot of the wildlife. I just totally smashed my mic there. But you see a lot of the like Avatar wildlife running around the forest and stuff. And it looks really cool.
Right.
And it's all obviously dark and glowy and really neat. And I wouldn't wait 2 hours to go on it, but it was still pretty cool. I'd probably appreciate it more a second time.
Yeah, just because you kind of know what to expect and you'd be looking.
Yeah, we only went on it once.
Second time you look at a movie or something.
Yeah, we only went once on that one because it was just
the lineup was crazy.
We didn't. They have a system in Disney World that's different than Disneyland now. They have these magic bands that
I've heard about this.
They kind of like have like RF. I think they have RF tags or something in them.
Right.
They're tied to your room key. You can put a credit card on there so you don't have to carry any cash or ID or anything and charge everything to it. Well, you need ID if you want to get alcohol, but if you're not getting alcohol, you can get away with just your magic band.
Ooh.
You make purchases. And they have a system where you do all your fast passes online.
Oh.
So what they do is you get to choose 3 rides a specific time to return to.
Right.
So that you don't have to wait in line. You basically just like go in the fast pass queue and you pretty much get on within a couple minutes.
Right.
And they do it by like different ride criteria. So like if you fast pass the Avatar, Flight of the whatever freaking passage ride.
Yep.
You can't fast pass the other Pandora ride.
Oh.
But then you can fast pass one of the other like Animal Kingdom rides. And so, you kind of choose the big ticket ride that, you don't have to wait long. And then you make some choices about what your next ride is going to be.
Right.
So So you can do that ahead of time for 3 rides. When you use them all up, you can fast pass another ride, you know, and depending on availability, you know, the fast passes run out eventually at some point, especially on these super popular rides.
Right.
So we never did the river one on a fast pass because like we got to do the new ride because it had waits up to 190 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah, we didn't wait once.
That's crazy.
I think I did it. I think we went on it. I went on it 4 times, and I think Grandma went on it twice, and Nikki went on it 3 times.
Okay.
Anyway, the river journey, like I said, cool, but when you compare it to the Avatar ride, it's like, I'm not waiting hours for this, and it had like an hour, 2-hour wait even for that one. Then you would just be disappointed because it was super busy. It's really cool though. Like when you get in the park, like it has all like the floating kind of rocks, like in Avatar, and the waterfalls and stuff. It's a really impressive like landscape they've built. It's really cool. I have to post some photos of it. I haven't gone through all the photos yet.
Right.
But it's really neat. The Flight of Passage ride though is awesome.
Really?
It's really cool. I guess, can this be spoilery? I don't know. Maybe you don't want to know anything about the ride. If you don't want to know anything, you don't get a choice in this because you're going to listen to what I'm going to say. But anyone else, if you don't have a choice, maybe skip a couple minutes ahead, and hopefully I'm done talking about it.
All right.
But like Disney rides, they have like the whole queue with all the, you know, stuff to entertain you as you waiting in line. And it's like, oh, this is Dr. What or blah, blah, blah. She pioneered the, you know, this new way of ride avatars and being invited to working with the Na'vi and, you know, protecting Pandora and these sensitive landscapes. And, you know, you're going to be part of this rite of the Flight of Passage ritual, riding an avatar. And you get into your avatar seat or whatever, like it's a little different. Like in the movies, they laid down in like those kind of coffins. And this one you put on like basically 3D goggles.
Right.
But you sit in a single chair, kind of like you're riding a bike almost.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And basically this like this bar comes up from the behind you and like locks you in, and you're kind of supported around like your stomach, lower back area.
Oh, interesting.
So you can't go back, and then like these little flaps like close your legs in from behind, so you kind of have like things hitting your calf.
Weird.
You're kind of like, it kind of feels like you're riding a motorcycle, but it's like you're like locked in almost.
Right. So you're not going to go anywhere.
And you have these bars in front of you, like that you can you just imagine you're sitting like you're riding a bike, and instead of a steering wheel, you're holding these bars, and you're kind of like locked in. And basically, it's like a big giant 3D motion ride.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's fucking awesome. It's like Star Tours amped up to the next level. It's a little more intimate because you're not in a row of chairs. Like you're in a row, you can see the other people next to you.
In your peripheral.
But you'd have to stretch your arms right out to like hit them. Because you're in your avatar link chair. I can't remember what they freaking call it. And it's really neat. It has a really cool effect where it's like these like stars appear, and then like boom, it's like boom, this giant like image 3D, and you're riding a banshee.
Oh,
and
that's
it's like
cool.
Dipping forward and back and moving, and it's really neat because the seat you're in, I didn't know this the first time, but this lady who obviously was like a Disney nut who's like riding this thing like a million times, she's like, make sure you close your legs. And it's like, okay. When you close your legs, it's like you can feel the breathing of like the neck of like you're on the banshee.
That's kind of creepy.
No, it's really freaking cool. It is amazing. There's a point in it where I'm like, I literally feel like I'm flying, and being a human sucks, and I wish I was fucking an avatar. It's
wow.
There's this one part that's super amazing, and it feels so fucking cool. Like if you're scared of heights or motion sickness, this ride might not be very good for you, but you are literally just in a chair the whole time.
Right.
But
I wonder
just reminded me how awesome Avatar was, like the world he created and how beautiful it was, the visuals.
Kind of making me want to go watch it again. I haven't watched it. I think since the theater.
I told Nikki when we came back, I'm like, we have to watch that movie again because that ride is fucking amazing, and it feels different. Like I rode it 4 times, and every time felt different.
Huh.
The video doesn't change, so it's not like Star Tours where they have random scenes that change.
Right.
Like you haven't done Star Tours in years, right? So Star Tours, I think, has
a long time.
I think Star Tours has 6, maybe 8 scenes that they randomize, the first and second scenes.
Right. Okay.
That make up the Star Tours ride, and it's like some random. It's always different. Even though I swear to God, it seems to be always the same 2 freaking rides for the same 2 scenes for me lately.
Right. At least in theory, there's a difference.
Yeah, it's real. I've seen all the scenes of Star Tours, but this one's always the same. It's really long, and it's freaking awesome. Like there's the water effects splashing you. There's smells. The music, like from Avatar. I'm like, oh yeah, the theme music in Avatar is really good too. This is
Dang it! I have Avatar in 3D as well, and
it's like,
man,
holy
I'm gonna
crap.
have to watch it.
Yeah, it's a cool ride, man. I wouldn't go out of my way to go to Disney World just for this ride, even though it's awesome.
Right.
Considering that next year Toy Story Land is going to be done, and then the following year Star Wars Land is going to be done.
Oh yeah.
But this is, oh my God, like how good this ride is. I can't even imagine what that Millennium Falcon ride is going to be like. That ride's going to be amazing. It's a cool ride. I loved it. Like I said, I did it 4 times, and I would have done it more had we had more time.
Right.
And it just reminded me how cool of a universe that Avatar is. And, it was kind of like to the point where people are like, well, he's making all these movies, and it seems like kind of irrelevant because it's so long ago. But
yeah, I mean, they've announced, what is it?
2, 3, 4, and 5, like 4 movies.
Yeah, there's like 4 new movies, and they're all
They're all a continuation,
right?
Like
and he's filming them all back to back to back. So if they release
storyline,
if they release Avatar 2, let's call it, and it doesn't do super hot, they've already filmed 3, 4, 5.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna do all right.
Yeah, I hope so.
Some people are like hit and miss in the first. I really like the first movie. It's a great flick.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I mean, I feel like it was one of those movies that at the time was super. It was amazing at the time. I'm curious to watch it again and see how well.
I want to watch
aged.
it again and see. I want to watch it again and compare the visuals from this ride to the movie, because the visuals on the ride are fantastic. Like they've clearly re-rendered like a whole new areas and new character. No, not new characters per se, but like a whole new Avatar, short film. And the visuals are like, they're top notch. It's breathtaking. It's an awesome ride. And like I said, there's a particular point for me where I really felt like I was literally almost flying, and it made me sad. I'm like, this sucks. Being a human sucks. I want to fly around on fucking shit. Like, get me a dragon or a banshee. Like, this is so fucking lame.
Right.
We suck. It's a cool ride.
I want blue skin, man.
So that was a few minutes. So maybe you came back in the middle of that and I ruined it for you. I'm sorry. But Disney World's fucking is dope.
Yeah.
I'd say the one complaint I had was I didn't get to go on the Aerosmith ride, which is a really wicked roller coaster.
Jeez.
And Hollywood Studios is like literally half the size it used to be because well, they're in the middle of building Toy Story Land and Star Wars Land. So they removed a bunch of...
Oh,
They didn't remove anything good. Like, it wasn't anything good, but it's like the park seemed really small because a bunch of it was like movie type set stuff and the movie ride experience and the stunt track where they did like the Hollywood like stunt show and stuff.
Yeah, because
it was pretty
when
cool.
I was there, I mean, mind you, it was almost 20 years ago now, the last time I was there, but I remember probably being my favorite one out of all of them. out of all the
jumps with
parks.
the cars and the flames and all that stuff. And
yeah, just like the Indiana Jones stunt show and seeing where like tons of movies
that's
were
still
filmed.
there. The Indiana Jones thing is still there, but yeah, like all the movie prop, that big ride where they go through all the Disney prop stuff, and that's all gone.
Like that stuff was all super cool. I love that. Like,
yeah, for like film buffs and stuff, and the Lights Camera Action, I think was the name of that show where they did the stunts with the cars and stuff.
yeah,
But
I can't remember.
that park seems so small with that stuff gone now. And I'm like, oh man, but it's not like they really got rid of any good rides, but it just seemed like where's half this park's like missing a bunch of shit. I'm super stoked. We're already planning a trip for like 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
And I already said we're not going in August. Last time we went,
gotta wait till the kids go back to school, man.
Last time we went was March, and it happened to be a cold snap. It was the same year I went to PAX East.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a cold year.
Yeah, it was minus 16. We're talking Canadian, so I don't know what it was, American Fahrenheit nonsense. But yeah, it was. I packed literally winter clothes for one day, one night that I spent in Boston before I went to Florida that one time. And my wife and sister-in-law were like in sweaters and like pants and cold and complaining. And I'm like in shorts and t-shirt. I'm like, this is fantastic. I think it was like high teens, but it was like comfortable. To them they were cold. I'm like, this is awesome. This is the weather you want when you're at a theme park running around.
Oh, for sure.
You know, like the weather we had.
Cold.
The weather we had was weather for being at the beach, but we weren't at a beach vacation. It was a theme park vacation.
Right.
So, like, yeah, it was just rough. That was the only complaint, but it was a pretty cool trip. I love Disney World. I love everything Disney. Yeah, so, and with that, I didn't manage to play a lot of games, so I guess we can get into what you've been playing. I did play some games, but nothing new.
See, I was lucky. Obviously, we had was it BC Day there?
Yeah, it was a long weekend as well,
and so I was able to sort of take a day to relax and chill out at home and get my VR on. It was great.
I saw that. Theseus.
So
is that how you pronounce that?
Theseus. Based on the Greek god. Or shouldn't say Greek god. He wasn't a god. He was a Greek hero. So you've probably heard of the Minotaur and the Labyrinth. Mm-hmm. Theseus was the guy that went into the Labyrinth and slayed the Minotaur.
Ah.
Yeah. So they made a VR game. It is a third-person game.
So you're playing this on PlayStation VR, obviously.
Yeah, I'm playing it on PSVR. It's not super long. I won't lie. Like I did sit down and in an afternoon, I did play through all of it. That being said, I do know that there are more. I don't know how many endings, but I know that there's at least 2. There's at least essentially, what the developers called a true ending and the normal ending. So I'm pretty sure that I got the normal ending.
Was this something you picked up on your own, or was it? Did you get it provided to you?
This was provided to me. So huge shout out to the guys over in Victoria, your neck of the woods there.
So it's an Evolve.
It was an Evolve game. Yep, they were kind enough to hook me up with it. It was one of these ones that was kind of on my radar a bit because it was a VR game, but it wasn't just a first-person, kind of your regular VR. Like, they tried to do something a little different, and they did. Like I said, it's a third-person sort of action game, if you will. I don't really know if I'd call it action. It's very story-driven. You are in the third person.
Using PlayStation controller or Move controllers? Using
PlayStation controller. So your character, you see him, he spins around, similar style to like an Uncharted game or whatever. You can kind of see your character. A little bit slower pace though, so you don't I think part of that is so that you don't get sick. I didn't have any issues whatsoever with feeling weird in VR. I probably played it for probably between 3 and 4 hours. I did play through the whole thing. I did, like I said, I did beat it. It's one of the first experiences that I've had in VR that felt like there could have been a lot more. Like, it felt like this was the start of a small game, and that they could have created a lot more. Which was kind of exciting. Like, I understand that we're still in the infancy of VR, and, you know, obviously there's lots of these, you know, neat experiences in VR and things like that. But this was kind of cool because it definitely gave me that feeling like, oh my God, this is actually a game. This isn't just like a 15-minute or 20-minute or even a 30-minute like little experience. Like, I just played an actual game. There was a story. It had a beginning, it had a middle, it had an end. I could go back into it. I could play it more. It was well thought through. I liked that they didn't just go, oh, we need it to be in first person and we need to make it an arena shooter or a rail shooter like most VR. They kind of went, hey, look, why don't we do third person in VR? And it's cool. I liked it. I won't lie, at no point did I feel like there was a huge, I think that they could release the game not in VR, and I mean, I think it would play fine. That being said, I really do feel that even playing the third person game like that, being in VR, the experience with, obviously you've got headphones on, and just being there is so much more immersive, and I think that it really worked well for the type of game that they were playing. You essentially wake up in this room in the labyrinth, and there's this voice that's talking to you saying like, hey, you know, you have to help me, you have to get me out of here. You know, something has happened to the Minotaur. This used to be a place of happiness and stuff, and now it's a place of, you know, horrible things, and the Minotaur has changed, and so you start wandering through this labyrinth. There's like mild puzzle solving and stuff. It's nothing too severe. You know, you manage to get yourself a sword, and there's some combat. I won't lie, the combat was not overly great, but at no point did I feel like the game was about the combat, if you know what I mean. Like, the combat was sort of a bit of a thing that you did to move the story along. It was very much more of a story driven type game. That being said, there wasn't it wasn't like there was a deep, crazy, involved story, but there was enough to intrigue you to move forward. If you die, then you would essentially wake up at the last.
Yeah, I just watched the trailer. Like, it shows him like waking up like almost on a coffin.
Yeah. And if you die, you wake up back at the coffin or the tomb. There's a few times as well in the game that you essentially, there's not really any way around it. There's like events that happen and you die, and you kind of go back to this sort of area where you, at the very, very start, where it's almost like the primordial, you're waking up and trying to get into the labyrinth. Like, it's interesting. It's a really unique take. I believe it was developed by a studio, like a non-English speaking studio from Europe. So it is subtitled.
Forge Reply is the name of the developer.
Yeah.
And it's out now on PlayStation VR, so
it is. It's absolutely out. Like I said, it's not an overly long game, but there is a reason to play it again. And I feel like if you have a PSVR and you're looking for something to scratch that VR itch, I feel like this is a great thing. I feel like it's one of those things that it's gonna be easy on people who are like easily motion sick. It's maybe not for people who don't like giant spiders. There was a couple moments.
Minotaur looks pretty brutal in this trailer.
Yeah, the Minotaur is big and he's brutal. It's cool. It's a really unique take on like I said, sort of the labyrinth with everything that happens.
I feel really bad. You beat me to a PlayStation VR game. I've got one sitting on my pile. I got Super Hot VR and I just haven't been able to get to it.
Yeah, well, there you go. So yeah, it was cool. I really enjoyed it. It was a great afternoon. It had been a while since I'd sort of picked up my PSVR.
Yeah, and my daughter has touched my PSVR more than I have lately.
So no, I had a really enjoyable time. Like I'm not, like I said, it's not a game that is gonna like change the world. I don't think that there was definitely some things about it that I, felt that could have been a little different. Obviously, like I said before, I felt like it was almost like the beginning of something really cool. But that being said, it was also a real game. It didn't just feel like somebody playing around with some ideas for VR. Like, it did feel like they had a story that they kind of wanted to tell you, and they went with it. And they decided to put it out in VR, which I really appreciated. And I thought that the VR really added to the experience. And it made me excited to see, obviously, what else we see coming out in VR and what it's gonna add. So yeah, no, it was really cool. And I know it's not a full price game. It's available on PlayStation Network.
I was trying to find the price, but I didn't get there.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what they're asking for it on the store. I know it's not a full price game though. Like I said, it was provided to me for free as a review copy, so I appreciate that. But yeah, I had a really good time with it. I thought it was really neat.
Okay, so. Apparently I don't know how to spell because I couldn't find it.
It's right in front of you.
I swear I typed it in exactly like you had it there. Oh, there it is. What the hell? I must have had a typo.
I don't know.
$26.99 Canadian, so like $5 American.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
No, it's probably $19.99 US, I would assume.
And you know what? I feel like it's easily justifiable for that price. I feel like it's a great, couple time playthrough. Like I said, I know that there are a couple different endings. I probably going to try and jump back in and see if I can get the true ending.
Get the good ending. I have to play Super Hot VR.
Like I said, I had one of the developers message me on Twitter and asked when I said that I'd finished it. He asked me if I got the true ending or the normal ending. So
and you're like, huh?
Exactly. And that's when I was like, there's more than one ending. Now I'm gonna have to go play it again. So yeah. So like I said, I had a really good time with it, and it was fun.
Nice.
So
I played more Fire Emblem. I played a shitload of it. I brought my Switch to Disney World, but I couldn't stop playing Fire Emblem Revelations.
Right.
Old game is old. I've probably sunk 20 or 30 hours into that game since last we talked.
Dude, I got Fire Emblem horse already.
I've got a problem. And then when I got back, I played some PUBG, obviously.
Of course.
Got my second chicken dinner. Ooh. I got a chicken dinner. They reset the leaderboard.
Okay.
I played 3 games, I think was it Sunday? Yeah, it was Sunday. And it was my third game. I came in top 10 both games, and then I got chicken dinner on my third game. And I actually recorded it. I posted it on YouTube.
Ooh,
not the whole game. I edited it. I chopped it up and edited down to the 4 kills that I got. But yeah, that was awesome. It was pretty good. That was cool. You should watch
nice.
It. It's cool. I have a ghillie suit and a big ass machine gun, and I murder everyone.
Wait, is that the one at the end that you were like deking it out with a dude in a house with pistols?
That's the very first kill I got.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
that was the closest anyone came to killing me.
You cut it down by their kills. You edited it
it's just
to show
kills
the different kills. Okay.
In the order that I won the game. It's like I just cut out all the boring shit in the middle.
Okay.
So it's just the 4 kills, my little battles with guys. And yeah, the closest anyone came to killing me was that first guy, which I'm amazed he didn't kill me. And that run would have been over within minutes, because that was like the very start of the game.
Right.
I had a pistol, and they had like what did they have? They had like a automatic rifle of some sorts. And for whatever reason, he couldn't kill me.
Noob.
And I flukily got him, and then it was just everyone else was just a joke. I ended up getting a crate, so I had the ghillie suit and the super heavy machine gun, which is a 100-round clip, so it was like no contest.
Oh, very nice.
And I played my first squad game. Actually, I played with obviously my brother-in-law, but Brian, listener, fan of the show, he joined us the other night. So we were playing in the trios.
So apparently he pressed purchase on that.
Yeah, he was blaming me. He said he only played a couple games, so I don't know if he's got the bug yet, because he wasn't crazy for it quite yet. But we had some fun. We came in 5th.
Wow.
Like, yeah, we did really. We had our last game. We had a couple tragic games. The game is so, like, just even going from 2 to 3 people, the dynamic in that game changes so much.
I've heard that.
It's crazy. Like, so I can't even imagine playing in what a squad of 4 is going to be even more different. But
the biggest squad you can have is 5, right?
I don't know.
Squads of 5, I think.
Trevor was saying it was 4. And anything bigger, I think, is you're getting into custom games.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was 5. I don't know why.
So too. I thought so too, but
I thought the Giant Bomb guys were going on about squads of 5.
Well, I think you can even go bigger when you get into custom games, but
right.
I don't know if it just takes longer to matchmake if you're in a custom, because to find other groups of the same size. I don't know. I have no idea, because the most I played is 3.
Right. Okay.
And it was a lot of fun. We had a couple tragic games, but our last game was awesome. Man, silencers in that game are like godlike. When you get an assault rifle with a silencer and people have no idea where they're getting shot from, it's really fun picking people off. I think we got combined 8 kills that game, maybe 9. I think Trevor had like 5 kills, and I had like, I had maybe 3 or 4. And
Okay.
I don't know if Brian had a kill or not, because he was kind of just like being dragged around by us and just like, oh God.
What am I doing?
It was awesome. It was a lot of fun, and I look forward to playing more next week. That game's so much fun. If you pick that game up, message me on Twitter. I will be more than happy to play with anyone who wants to play that game. Even if you don't win, like, the shit that happens in that game is hilarious. Like, one game where we died, we were like rolling in the van or in a Jeep, and Trevor's like, oh God, I'm dead. And me and Brian are just rolling along, and I'm like, oh, there's a guy. And I'm like, I'm going to run him over. Oh God, there's like 2 other guys. Oh, they're all shooting at us, and our Jeep blows up. It was pretty funny because our Jeep kept driving and ran over one of the guys who shot us. So that was pretty funny. I'm sure his teammates revived him, but it was pretty cool.
Sweet, man.
Some satisfaction.
That's awesome. Glad to hear that, you're still enjoying it. And
oh, yeah.
That other people are getting in on it as well.
That game is ridiculous. And that's about it. I guess we can get into news.
Should we get into news?
Yeah, we should get into news.
Oh, okay.
45 minutes in, I think we can do news. So, Middle-earth Shadow of War.
That's a game. It's coming out.
Has the ever so popular crate system that all games this year seem to have, and apparently you can get really good unlocks from these crates. And of course, the internet has been set on fire, and everyone's going crazy because, of course, everyone assumes the worst. The game's not here yet, so we don't know how bad it is yet, is the only thing I can kind of say, because no one knows how easy it is to unlock this gear and unlocks through regular play, which they've said you can, but is it going to be basically you buy these crates and get all the best stuff with no effort, or it takes you like a million hours to unlock it? So...
So in other words, we're not going to know until the game actually comes out.
No, but
it's pitchfork
and torches right now, right?
Well, obviously. I mean, I think when it comes to this stuff, it's so hard because
aesthetics is one thing. Like PUBG, it's all aesthetics.
I'm all about aesthetics. Like I don't mind.
It doesn't affect the gameplay.
Exactly. That's what Smite does. It's if you want to buy characters that you can play all the time, that's
Dota,
totally fine.
All that stuff,
and that's
right?
that's what they do. That's their whole thing is, just making sure that it's just cosmetic.
And people are obviously upset because this is loot drops that do affect gameplay and, have epic and legendary like
items,
rarity associated with them,
XP
right?
boosters and things like that. That being said, though, that Shadow of War is also a single player game, so I could see them doing this,
which makes even less sense that you would waste money on bullshit.
But like, say you're a gamer and you don't have a ton of time to run around and maybe level up your character and stuff like that. You want to play through, you want to get some story, you want to, then that's a way that you can kind of help yourself
Mr.
along.
Moneybags, who has more money than sense.
Sure.
More money than time.
Or that, yeah.
I just hope the grind to unlock this shit isn't brutal, or else people are going to freaking set this place on fire.
Yeah.
That's the key. Like, obviously,
no, absolutely.
There's going to be a treadmill to grind, but...
Yeah, and I think that's the key. I think you hit it on with... I think you totally hit it. If they make the grind ridiculous and
like
stuff because they're hoping that you're gonna buy and pay in, then I think that they're really gonna lose a lot of good faith. And if it's just something that you can do if you want, I mean, didn't they kind of have some of that crap in like Batman?
You mean in
the last Batman game?
No, I don't think so. Not in Batman. Injustice 2 definitely has like a crate system. Yeah. Apparently, I've listened to a couple podcasts. One podcast said the crate system's not bad, and then another podcast where someone's played, they were saying like 40 or 50, I can't remember now. They played a lot, and they said they've only been able to unlock one of the high-end skins through not paying anything.
Interesting.
That doesn't sound very cool.
No, that doesn't sound very cool.
So from hearing that, I don't trust that it's going to be cool. I'm pretty sure we're going to hear about this game, this again in the coming months, aka October when this game comes out. So I guess we can give them the benefit of the doubt right now, but I'm going to say I doubt it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be shitty.
I think there's a fireworks show happening outside somewhere.
Well, maybe it's just a gun battle. The world is coming to an end.
I can just hear it. All the
a fireworks show. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's
fireworks where you live.
I know it's weird.
They have fireworks near me. Freaking Butchart Gardens every Sunday or Saturday night. They have their fireworks show during the summer, and I'm like, every time it's like, what the fuck is that? Oh yeah, it's the fireworks.
Oh, those are definitely fireworks. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I got slightly distracted. I was like, what the hell is going on out there?
It's not holiday. There's nothing special.
No, it's weird. That's what I was saying. Like, it seems strange. Like,
maybe a paint store's on fire.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. So, the International happened. The Dota 2 TI, I think 7?
TI 7.
That came and went last week. Team Liquid won. A bunch of kids won the little over $10 million prize pool.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that is crazy.
And then I wonder why people don't play Dota or any of these games for very long. Because they make all this money and then they're like, later, bitches, I'm out.
They're a European team, which is surprising because apparently the Koreans have been crazy at Dota lately.
Chinese, actually.
Is it Chinese? Okay,
yeah,
whatever. I don't pay attention. I shouldn't even pretend like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've always wanted to get into Dota, but at the same time, it's like I'm kind of thankful it hasn't happened because I remember when we did League and that was pretty nasty.
See, I've tried Dota several times. It's hard for me. It's when I compare it to League and even to some degree like SMITE, it's
more technical. It's super
technical, but it's also like much slower. Like, for example, like there is abilities in Dota that are on like 2-minute like respawns and stuff. So here you are, you're in a fight, and if you pop one of those at the wrong time, like you could seriously screw up the game for you and your teammates.
I feel
like the margin of error in Dota is so low. It's crazy. Like when people rage on their teammates for being an idiot and activating an ability at the wrong moment or at the wrong time in Dota, it's a real thing. Like in League and stuff, when you watch those games and when you play those games, you can pop your abilities. It's not really that big of a deal. They recharge fairly quickly. They don't take that much mana. You can usually attack several times. Same with Smite. Like you can actually use your abilities on a fairly somewhat regular basis, and you can really kind of get in there and have these team fights. Whereas in Dota, if you essentially run in and pop a couple of your abilities, that might be it. Like you might not have any mana left, and now all of your actual abilities with big hits are on a huge timer, and now you can't essentially do anything except your regular, the good old right click attack. And it's suddenly you're like, okay, well here I am, half a sitting duck. If you pop those abilities and don't do anything with them, that's a huge problem. As well as like in Dota, you don't have, like, obviously it depends on the character and stuff, but you definitely do not have the same type of like escape abilities that you do in like League and in Smite and stuff. Like not every character has a blink ability, and not every character has like that type of stuff. And then factor that in with the items and things like that, and you've got an insanely deep game, which I have lots of respect for the people that play it, and I can appreciate watching it even. But for me, trying to play it, I just didn't feel that it was fun. Like, I would way rather personally play League of Legends or Smite, something that I can like use some abilities. There's a bit of a margin for error. If I fuck up and I didn't hit a guy with that one ability, it's not going to completely screw my whole team over or me, and you know, I can probably recover from it. But obviously, if you're really good and you know exactly what you're doing, you can totally destroy people, as you know we've all seen or whatever.
That's the thing I hate. Just the commitment for those games is just so high.
That's the thing for me with Dota. Like I said, I tried to play it a few times.
I've like launched it and fucked around with it, but I've never been in a real game. I don't think I've even played against the computer. Oh,
okay. So like I had a good friend of mine that I grew up with that him and I used to play a ton of StarCraft, and we played like a lot of StarCraft as well, but a ton of Counter-Strike back in the day, like tons of Counter-Strike.
Oh yeah.
He got super into Dota 2. And he was like, dude, you gotta come play some Dota. And I was like, okay, cool. And like, so I went and I played with him a few times. And essentially like, this was a few years ago now, but he like, I pretty much like laned with him. Like we were kind of like 1-2 team type of a thing. So he would pretty much be like, okay, you gotta be over here and like go do this and like don't do that, or like, oh, don't pop your ability yet. And like he pretty much kind of was like coaching me / telling me what to do the whole time. And even then, man, like we had like the team that we were playing on was made up of people that we like knew and people that he played with like on a regular basis. And he was explaining like, hey man, Dane's just starting out, like this is his like first couple games, like, you know, cut him some slack or whatever. And like even then it was yeah, those guys wanted to murder me pretty much.
Yeah, that's where our league gameplay got to that point.
And it's hard. Like it was just, I don't know. So for me personally, I don't know. It's just, for me, it's a little too slow and it's a little too technical. And I just don't have fun when I play it, is I think the thing. Whereas when I play League or when I play Smite, I still have fun. Like there's definitely those moments where I get rocked hard and people are toxic and what the fuck are you doing, you idiot? What do you think you're doing? You know,
multiplayer game, obviously.
Oh, for sure. So But anyways, that's my Dota story.
That's your Dota rant story.
Yeah.
So to get back on the tracks,
Yeah.
during the international, there was a bunch of hype. They're like, "Oh, Valve is going to announce a new game."
Oh, yeah. Are they ever?
Womp, womp, womp.
Boy, did they ever announce a new game.
They announced Architect, the Dota card game. So,
Game that
another
nobody wanted.
freaking card game.
My favorite is to go on YouTube and find videos of when they announced
I
this.
retweeted it. The whole stadium was
hilarious.
The whole stadium sighed in disappointment. And there was booze, I think, even.
It was great. It was everybody was just like, oh.
Speaking of card games,
Hearthstone got more card packs?
No. The makers of SMITE decided they wanted to release a card game too.
I know. I was so excited about this until I found out that there was cards involved, and all of my interest completely dissipated.
So the next MMO / MOBA trend is here. It's freaking card games. I believe it's coming out for everything. Whereas what was it called? The stupid Artifact is obviously PC only.
Yeah, I don't know.
God's Smite Tactics, whatever the hell it is. Hand of the Gods. Fair, Smite Tactics.
Yeah.
Is
Smite Tactics
going to be on the
Gods.
consoles as well as PC.
It looks interesting. It's they're calling it Hearthstone crossed with XCOM.
Yeah, there is units on the playfield, so it looks a little different, but
it's not a pure card game.
No,
and it looks kind of neat, except that, like I said, it's just
they just want to sell you packs, man.
Yeah, that's
everyone
the thing.
Wants to ride the Hearthstone train. You know, when Blizzard and Activision's we made $1 billion on Hearthstone, everyone's like, oh shit, man, we gotta get some of that card game money.
I mean, at least this one isn't just a pure we made a card game. This one actually, there is a collectible card aspect of the game.
They're trying to do something
but it's actually almost like battle chess. It's there's a board,
the Star Wars battle chess, yeah.
And I'm not even sure. I think the cards are when you play a card, it turns into a unit that you can then play on the board. I haven't actually watched too much about it.
Eye of Judgment on the PlayStation Eye camera.
Oh god, I totally had that. I had so many Eye of Judgment cards. Oh, it was brutal.
Yeah, that died pretty quick when people figured out you could basically print and pirate those cards.
Yeah. So anyways, that's coming out. It's going to be free. It's going to be on PS4, PC. I'm
pretty sure it's Xbox as well. I think I saw the same post. I think I saw the post on their site as well. So, yeah. That's your card game update for this week. Tune in next week when another card game is announced.
Ugh, stupid card games.
So while we were gone, No Man's Sky apparently came out with a ginormous patch.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a big update.
30 hours of story, apparently. Overhauled systems, portals enabling quick travel, and lots more. I haven't played it. My sister-in-law and brother-in-law play this game. They really like it. They've been playing it since it came out.
Really?
I swear to God, my sister-in-law, if there was a platinum for this game, I think she would have it, but she's playing on PC.
Man, speaking of platinum, my wife is getting scary close to finishing Stardew Valley platinum on PS4.
Nice. And then you get that on your profile, jackass.
Yeah.
I need a fucking trophy farmer. Maybe when my daughter gets a little older. Here, play this.
She's getting to the point where she needs to restart her game so that she can play through it again with the...
Yeah, you're saying a while ago.
The cola or whatever.
There was the one choice that you make that she's got to make the other choice. So she has to play it a second time to get that trophy.
Yeah, you have to play through it a second time to make that choice. And then you'd have to do the community center, finish the community center with that other choice.
Yeah.
I think those are 2 trophies that she is going to have to get. But we're talking 7, I think last I checked it was 72% or something like that. She has every fish in the game. She's done all of yeah, it's crazy.
That is crazy. So, No Man's Sky.
Yeah. Apparently people are playing that still.
30 hours of branching story and deeper lore. Procedurally generated guild missions. Much deeper interstellar trading. Star systems have varying wealth, conflict in economies. Overhauled space combat. Portals for quick travel. Terrain manipulation for more complex bases. New farming and mining interactions. Bring increased depth. Increased biome variety and rare exotic biomes. Analysis visor and discovery improvements. Galaxy map and many other UI improvements, new S-class ship designs, low altitude flight, and the ability to crash your ship, crashed freighters to salvage, and there's joint exploration. They've actually added the kind of multiplayer. I don't think it's amazing, but this is probably the game that should have shipped, and they probably the fans wouldn't have totally wanted to turn and murder them all.
Pretty much.
That would have been another 1 year delay in this game. You know, No Man's Sky problem was it was unveiled too early, which created that hype train that just like got out of control.
Well, and it also no one
reined
put the brakes on that hype train either. They just kind of were like, well, sure, let's let this train just feed it some more coal.
If and when will I get back to it? I don't know. I don't have freaking time enough to play the shit I want to play, so...
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever bother reinstalling
I'll wait until
it.
I go for a walk in a couple days with the family and the sister-in-law decides to tell me all her tales about that game, because she really likes it.
Wow.
The people who like it do like it. So
yeah, no, and I'm hearing
it wasn't bad.
There's people that have great stories.
There wasn't enough to get me to go back.
Yeah, I felt like I just hit a point where I was like, okay,
and it was like, hey, they're going to add more stuff.
I've seen everything that pretty much this game has to more or less offer, and I'm just going to do this a lot. And then I'm going to end up at some point where I'm going to feel like I think this is more or less, quote unquote, I beat the game.
And they're going to add more, and, we'll come back in a month. And it's like, okay, here we are a year later. They had a couple other big patches, but those were even I think 6 months after release. So it's good that they did bail on it.
Well, because they added buildings and all that kind of stuff too, right?
And I think that was in December.
Right. So is this the one that adds co-op?
Yeah.
Or was that
not necessarily
rumor?
No. There's been no multiplayer until this.
Oh, okay. So this is the one that adds the
I don't know how it works exactly, but it's a joint exploration. I don't know. I haven't played it, so I really have no idea. But you can see other people.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Whereas before, you could go to the same place and you wouldn't see anybody, right? That was the whole thing. Two players went and they found where the other person was, but they weren't able to actually see anybody.
Yeah, exactly. So
right.
You can actually see people. Destiny 2 update. We got the beta and PC beta in 2 weeks. So by the time we're rolling down to PAX, the PC beta will be out.
Yeah, man. Wait, does it come out that weekend?
The Tuesday before we leave.
Oh, wait. No, it's the weekend before, isn't it?
The 28th.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a dick move.
So we'll get enough time to play a little bit, but not tons. So Edge Magazine has done a big feature on Destiny, and a few details have come out of this. Mainly, the player versus environment, this campaign and single player, / fire team content that isn't PvP. Spans over 80 missions and activities and will take you over 50 hours to complete.
Wow.
Yeah. Before you get to the end game, apparently.
I'm always a little bit weirded out when they go into how many hours something is going to take for me to beat. Why don't they just let me play it? I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I think what they were getting at is that I think the first campaign in the Destiny was maybe
20 hours?
Maybe? If you stretched it out, and it was pretty thin at that.
Yeah,
and,
to be fair,
and they've been saying with Destiny 2, there's so much story that you're going to get sick of story.
Right.
Was a quote from, I think, Luke Smith. So
I just hope that they didn't pad it all out and make it almost like nonsensical for the sake of just putting a bunch of shit together so that nobody complains that there wasn't quote unquote enough story. Like you know what I mean? Like I hope that they went and somebody sat down and went, okay, we're going to write a cool story and we're going to build a game around this and it's going to make sense. And the reason that we're going to have a big story is because we have a big story, not just because we need a bunch of shitty content in the middle to pad this game out because everybody thought our story sucked.
This game is going to be the best. This is going to be the best game. This isn't going to be the best worst game. This is going to be the best game. Destiny 2 is going to be so good.
Hey, I mean, like an idiot, I pre-purchased it on PC, but
like an idiot, I'm going to buy this game twice. So
I'm still skeptical. That's all. I just, because like we said, Destiny was by far the best worst game. So
I can't wait to play it, and I'm already mad at myself because I know I'm going to buy it twice because I can't wait for the PC version.
What kind of ticks me off is that I'm going to play the PC version.
I wonder,
and it's going to be the same thing that I just played on my PS4, and I'm like, it's going to be better because I'm going to be obviously playing it with a mouse and keyboard,
smoother frame rate,
and it's going to be a better frame rate. So all of that, but it's still kind of a weird thing where I know that this beta is coming out in 2 weeks, and I already know more or less what's in it because I've already played it on PS4.
You're going to get to see it so silky smooth and how beautiful it is.
Assuming it runs okay on my system.
Oh, that's true. You're running a little older. Well, it'll run awesome on my PC. I'll tell you about it.
Shut up.
I'm just wondering what we're going to learn at PAX because Bungie basically is taking over the Paramount Theater from what I heard. So I don't know if they're just having their demos there, if they're going to have multiplayer event. I have no idea what they're doing. I reached out to them. They haven't gotten back to me, but I do know they're taking over.
Wait, when does... Because Destiny 2 comes out on consoles.
It basically comes out the Wednesday when we come back.
Right, the week after PAX, right?
So that's going to be their kind of fan launch party, I think, is happening at PAX. That's why they're doing a pretty big thing there, from what I understand. I'm wondering if we're going to learn what carries over, how it works with, if I start on PS4, is my character available on PC? Can I jump back and forth between the two? Or are they going to be two, separate lonely islands and it's playing on Xbox versus PS4 and it's totally not connected? I really hope my character is available on both.
Right. I don't think it will be, to be honest.
I'm hoping, I'm crossing my fingers because, like I said, I can't wait till the end of October to play Destiny 2, so I'm going to play it on PS4.
Unless... The only way I could see that kind of working is if they're making you log into... which I guess they are logging into the...
The characters are always saved server side, so I don't see... Regardless of PSN and Battle.net, it doesn't really matter. I don't know. I hope you can, but I guess if you can't, I already know more of my closer gamer friends are going to be getting it on PC for sure. So I'll probably have if they aren't linked, I'll probably have my multiple classes on PC, and maybe on PS4, I'll probably just play the campaign with one of the classes, and who knows?
Right.
I'm a madman. We'll see what happens. You never know with me. I talk so much shit.
You're going to play it with... You're going to buy it twice so that you can play it with whoever wants to play it with you at any given time.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So, moving along. Dane's favorite game, The Secret World, is getting a TV series.
It's not my favorite game, but I like it a lot.
I'm just joking. I've just never played it, and you've played it. And apparently, it's being produced by Johnny Depp.
His production company is on board to produce, yep. So,
man, you weren't talking trash. I guess this game is good and unique. And
hey, like I said when the first time I played it, easily one of the coolest universes that has been created in games in a very, very long time.
The show has a pilot script written by James V. Hart. He wrote Hook, Dracula, and probably the one that everyone's gonna recognize and really like Contact. That's a fantastic freaking movie.
That was a really good movie.
And Jake Hart. I don't know who that is. And Johnny Depp. I don't know the rest of these. Oh, I know that Sam Sarkar. That name sounds familiar. And a couple other people, which I don't know, will produce. With CSI New York's Pam Vesey running the show.
Oh, very cool. No, I feel like that universe could, as long as it's done well, and I hope they're not just a bunch of Hollywood people wrecking it, but if they actually go in and
the concept of the game is pretty neat. So
yeah, if they go in and they utilize what's going on in the game and the lore in the universe, I think it could be super unique and really cool.
I love this comment on the internet. I'm nervously excited for this. A phrase which here means it's almost certainly going to be shit, but I'm going to watch every episode without hesitation.
Yeah, that's about right.
We'll see. Maybe one day I'll install it and play it. This literally was announced before we just sat down. Crackdown 3, delayed until spring 2018, so not launching with the Xbox One X.
Not surprised.
I didn't come off positive on this game from E3, did I? I can't remember. I don't think I did. I think I was kind of meh on it, right? Yes? Or am I imagining things?
You were positive. You were optimistic, but you weren't sure.
But I was kind of like, I don't know about the controls, feel kind of like I was commenting about that, right? Yes? I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
If not, yeah, I don't know. I didn't leave totally impressed. So it's not surprising that it's delayed. So maybe they got a bunch of feedback and were like, oh yeah, we need to tighten up the graphics on level 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is another game that's been like announced eons ago.
Yeah, and then at one point I think everybody thought that it was just not going to happen anymore.
2014. Yeah, because last year it was like radio silence at E3, wasn't it?
Yeah, they didn't talk about it at all. And then this year they kind of came out and were like, hey, it's still happening. It's coming out later this year with the Xbox One X. And now it's not. So...
Oh, well. Here's hoping. I don't like games to fail and suck, so here's hoping they can find that magic that comes in the last couple months of development and that the extra time stops that cookie from being raw in the middle.
I'm super curious. I mean, if they have it at PAX, I'll definitely give it a whirl, give it a play.
Yeah, it'll be interesting with this delay whether it'll be at PAX. If it is, I imagine it's the same E3 demo unless they've like, I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
PlayStation Experience returns to Anaheim December 9th and 10th and features the Capcom Cup. This seems to be going to be an ongoing thing, but this is year 3 now? Or is this year 4? This might be year 4. At least 3. I don't know. I haven't
3
gone.
for sure.
I feel like it's the third time. I think it was Vegas the first time. Anaheim. Yeah. I think
this is the third.
$65, 2-day early bird tickets. They're on sale now. $75 regular tickets. Must be 18 or older. No babies.
Yeah.
No children. No exceptions.
Yeah.
I wish it was in Vegas again because Vegas is just cheaper for me to go to. For me to go to Anaheim is not well.
Well, look, man. Actually, you could probably get a hold of Anaheim and have a chat and be like.
Speaking of Anaheim, I did make some friends at E3, so maybe I could be like, "Yo, dude, can I crash on your couch?"
Yeah.
I don't know. No, that's not going to happen this year. I would like to go to a PlayStation experience, considering that we're huge PlayStation fanboys and in Sony's like pocket. Surprising that we haven't gone. I mean, I hate Sony. Xbox is the best.
Dude, come on, Nintendo.
I love everything.
Obviously.
Yeah, Nintendo is
Switch
the best.
for the win. Duh.
It's the best system you
Switch
can
rules
do anywhere.
all.
Well, until it has a Fire Emblem game, it's not the best yet.
Oh,
A true Fire
sorry.
Emblem game. Hey, look at this. PUBG. What the heck? We're talking about this again. The developers of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds have announced that patches are good to start slowing down here.
As they start working on more content?
I think they were doing like weekly patches.
Wow.
Now I think they're going to be doing bigger, more substantial patches. So they're going to come at less frequency. I saw some video of like the vaulting mechanics, which aren't in the game yet.
Yeah, that's been something that they've been sort of touting for a while.
They showed it a month or two ago that it was coming, which is pretty cool because this is part of the jank of like Did you buy PUBG?
No.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you bought it or not. I'm like, if you bought it, we haven't played.
No.
It's kind of
part
janky.
of the reason I haven't is because I just don't know when I would play with people. Like I said,
you don't even need to play with people. I have so much fun on my own.
Yeah.
I love it. I'll play by myself. I'll play with squads. It gets your heart racing. It makes you feel alive. But yeah, the thing I was getting at with this vaulting mechanics and climbing over walls and stuff, like you can't climb walls. You can't vault over a fence that's up to your knees.
Right. You just hit it and you can try and jump over it.
You can try and run and jump, but because the physics are kind of a little wonky, usually you just kind of thud into the fence and it's like, God damn it. And then you don't really have cover and you're kind of exposed and it's like, shit, I got to run around the fence because I didn't approach it right. Or you like hit the reverse and it's like beep, beep, beep. And then you try doing it again and then you fuck it up again.
Right.
So that's going to be game changing.
Are you going to be able to like vault through windows and stuff too?
I'm sure if the windows fucking shot out, you will.
Oh, interesting.
They were showing going over fences, climbing over like walls that were like above your head, like pulling yourself up and over.
Oh, okay.
And then you can actually cancel the climb, like as long as you're not above the apex, you could go back down.
Okay, right, yeah.
And they were showing like going on top of stuff and then climbing onto ledges that were within arm's reach as well. So yeah, it's going to be very, very game changing, at least for movement.
It sounds like it'll be a welcome addition to
they
the
didn't
game.
say anything about when that's coming, but yeah, we're going to be getting less patches, so.
Fair enough.
Horizon Zero Dawn announced that their DLC expansion is coming November 7th. The Frozen Wilds.
Ooh.
More Horizon cannot be a bad thing, because that game is freaking amazeballs. Did you beat that game yet, you sucker?
Shut up.
That game's good.
Yeah, I know.
Right now, it's Zelda, Horizon, and PUBG are like tied for like my game of the year right now.
Fair enough.
And depending on this expansion or the Zelda expansion, that might change. Depending on what happens with PUBG, that might. But we still have so many good games to come. Like, God damn it, Destiny and Assassin's Creed. I don't know how I feel about Call of Duty World War II, but that's coming too.
Yeah, the new Call of Duty game. There's also the new
Wolfenstein.
Yeah, and there's also like happening like super soon. Is it like next week? Is the Uncharted standalone?
Oh yeah! Oh my god!
Yeah.
And Hellblade came out last week while I was gone. That's been getting really good reviews.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
There's too many goddamn games. This year is an insane year for quality games. Sonic Mania came out and everyone's going crazy over that.
I know. I can't believe how much pull I'm feeling towards picking that up.
I feel like buying that on my Switch.
I know. I'm in the exact same boat.
People are like, this is an awesome Sonic game. Mario and Rabbids, I think, comes out next week as well.
Oh my god. Was that already 2? Oh my goodness.
I think it's next week or
I thought Mario and Rabbids came out in October.
No, I swear it's August.
I thought it was
August 29th.
Oh, okay. That's just the crazy day in October that everything is coming out on?
No, August 29th. Mario versus Rabbids.
Okay.
The Tuesday before we go to PAX.
Great.
I don't know if I'm going to pick that up. Anyway, oh god, so many games. Where were we?
You'll say that, then you'll play it at PAX, and then you'll buy it.
I played at E3. Like I said, it's a cool game. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up.
Okay.
It was good, but it's I don't know. I own both XCOMs, and I barely touched them.
Yeah, that's true. I played a lot. I played a lot of the first one, and then I don't know if I actually bought the second one. I was excited about the second one.
I got the second one in Humble Bundle? Or, yeah, I feel like it was a Humble Bundle. It was, like, super cheap. So, for some reason, I have XCOM 2 on PC.
I remember that Humble Bundle, actually.
That's it for news. Public service announcements. There's a new Nintendo 3DS Metroid Samus Returns themed console coming out in September. I may or may not have pre-ordered one. I believe pre-orders for that system has gone open at your expected retailers. Best Buy, Amazon, yada yada. I'm a sucker for shit. I have the Zelda. I'm looking at my 3DS right now. I have the Majora's Mask one, which is pretty cool because it's the gold. I really like Metroid, and I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
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 I'm not going to argue with that.
Just a heads up, if you don't have a new 3DS, which is kind of, I feel like, pointless system investing in because, what do we have? Metroid
there is also
September.
a ton of good games for the 3DS.
There is a ton of existing good games. We do have Metroid coming in September. Metroid Samus Returns, which looks really awesome.
And it seems like every other week Nintendo is announcing another freaking 3DS game when all of us thought that, hey, you have a Switch, why don't we support that now?
I think they said, I can't keep all the Fire Emblem news straight in my head. I swear there's another mainline Fire Emblem coming for 3DS and the Switch.
I feel like you're right.
And maybe they're the same games, or like the 3DS version and the Switch. I can't remember. It's all a blur, man. I'm getting old. So yeah, get one of those if you're got more money than sense.
Brains.
Like I
mean,
yeah, brains. Exactly.
Time.
I don't have anything for the free for all, but you forgot to mention it last time we recorded. Free for all. You got a Harmony remote? Is that right?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
one of the new ones.
It's one of the So what happened was one of the guys at work. His wife
knows the guy, and
kind
fell off the back of a truck.
No, he bought a bunch for their company, and then I guess he decided. I don't know what he decided. He decided he didn't really want them or whatever. So I ended up getting one for like a really good deal. I think mine's was a 650, I want to say, the Harmony 650. Sounds right. It's got a screen on it. It's like a little screen. It's great. So the issue that I've been having is that my soundbar, I have yet to find anything that will connect to it. I've tried my Telus remote. I had tried my Shaw remote before it when I was on Shaw. I've tried my Sony remote to try and connect to it. No, nothing. I tried different codes. I tried all kinds of stuff to try and just because it's got this tiny little dinky shitty remote that I hated.
Yeah,
but I had to use it.
Soundbars have like that credit card style remote that feels like you're gonna break it in half.
Kind of. This felt like one of those remotes that you used to get for like a super shitty TV about 10 years ago. That was like a half. It was just a really short, stubby one, and it just felt cheap. And yeah. So like every time I would get a remote, I would try and put in like all the codes I could for like Samsung stuff, and nothing would work. I don't know why. Anyways, so I put in. I brought this I got this Harmony remote. I brought it home. I unpacked it. I downloaded the software. Plugged the remote in. I put in the serial numbers or whatever for like my devices. So like it's super easy. I created like a Harmony account on Logitech, And then it's really cool because you just essentially get it all set up in there, and then you can make changes whenever you want. And then all you got to do is plug your remote in and hit sync, and it will sync your settings, and it's all saved in your Logitech Harmony account.
Yeah,
it's super cool.
I have a Harmony as well, an older one, but I haven't used it in a while because with the projector and the screen and the equipment being behind me, it was kind of a pain in the ass. I still use it, but not that often. I almost find it easier to just use the TV remote.
That's funny.
And manually turning the amp on.
Right. So, like, that was kind of my situation. It was, I had to have a minimum of 2 remotes. One for the TV and the cable box, and another one for the soundbar. And it sucked. Because then, of course, it ended up that I ended up having 3 remotes. I had, like, my TV remote, and then I had my stupid remote for the cable box, and then I had the soundbar. And having 3 remotes is stupid.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's like having 2 cell phones.
Yeah.
Unless you're a drug dealer, don't do it.
Well, I have 2 cell phones, but that's a whole nother thing, and it actually works out really well, and I actually like it. I thought I would hate it, but I actually really like it.
I had 2 cell phones when I started my new job, and I was like, oh, this is annoying.
Yeah. So anyways, I picked it up, brought it home.
And you solved your problem.
Dude, it was incredible. Honestly, like, I put in my TV, like, there's a thing you put in, like, Sony, this is the model number of your TV, this is the model number of your soundbar, this is the model number of your whatever. You put it all in. And then you program so that, like, when you hit I want to watch TV, that it turns the TV on and it puts the soundbar to the proper input and all that kind of jazz. And it's great, man. I just, like, hit I want to watch TV, and boom, proper inputs on the TV. My cable box turns on. My fucking soundbar is on. And when I hit the volume on it, my soundbar actually just changes the volume. Oh, it's so nice. So now I just have 1 remote. I
remember when I used mine. It worked really well.
It has been life-changing, so much nicer. So yeah, if like there's a couple little weird things where sometimes everything will get a little bit out of sync, and you just got to, like, shut everything off in order to kind of get it, like, proper again or whatever. But now that I'm, like, learning more about it and figuring it all out, it's, like, so much easier now just to hit a thing on the remote and adjust what I need to on whatever device. And, like, they make it super easy, and it works so well. If you've been kind of on the edge, like, thinking, like, oh, well,
they're awesome.
Just get one. It's great. Like I said, I don't even have one of the crazy, super expensive ones. The one that I got, I think, retails for, like, about $100 in Canada. I got it for, like, $40 from, like I said, a guy at work, just because his wife's boss
who knows a guy
didn't want them, and he was like, yeah, he's like, I can get you one of these, and I was like, sweet. So yeah, but I would definitely recommend, if you're interested, there you go, just do it.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I was kind of kicking myself for not doing it, like, a long time ago now. So, because it would have been so much easier for all these years that I've been, like, wanting to throw my soundbar across the room.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
So, yeah, that's my Harmony story.
Yeah, I think that's it. Unless you got something to add, my friend.
No, I mean, I think
I kind of did my free for all at the top of the show with Disney World.
Disney World.
Yeah, Disney World. Yeah, that freaking Avatar ride was cool. I gotta watch that movie again.
Now I want to watch Avatar.
You can follow me on Twitter at RickF, RICF, no K. I said that weird for some reason.
Are you sure it's RIC no K?
Rick F no K, RICF.
You can always hit me up on Twitter at Dane Cody at DAYNECODY.
Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to us on the Twitter, the YouTube, the Instagram, the Snapchat. Wait, I don't know. We're not on Snapchat.
I was going to say we're on Snapchat.
No, we're too old for that. It's Geekoholics everywhere. Pretty easy to find us. Make sure to rate and review us on iTunes. I haven't seen one in a while. People, please give us a review on iTunes.
Those are the ones that help. As much as me as a non-iTunes user.
As much as everything else is better than iTunes and Apple, because Apple sucks. I mean, I'm just kidding. I have iPhones in my home. I like Apple. I have a MacBook. I'm just joking. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
I'll hurt you.
iTunes helps traffic and get us new listeners. So please rate and review us where possible. And yeah, you can also hit us up via email, Rico at Geekoholics and Dane at Geekoholics.com.
There you go.
Like that. So I got to get in the habit of asking for questions, and we got to do some questions soon. It's been a while.
Yeah, we do. It's been too long.
So just a little house cleaning before we totally close things out. Next week, we're up for debate. Dane's got to work remotely, and it might F up our schedule. So
yeah, I might have to be out of town for work.
Worst case scenario, we're going to be late, but if that doesn't, we might end up skipping an episode again. Unfortunately, I hope that doesn't happen, but just give you some fair warning. So
we'll do our best to try and make sure that doesn't happen, but there is a small chance it could happen. So make sure to, obviously, you'll hear from us on Twitter if that happens or what's going on. And then freaking PAX, man. I think we're gonna have to record on the drive down again. Yeah. I think that was fun. I think that's gonna have to happen again. So that was a good time.
Yeah. Until next week, we are out.
Catch you later.
Peace.